welcome back to the channel. If you missed us last week, we were up at Nature's Window, an incredible spot up there. If you missed it, I'll put a link up in the top right hand corner so you can click on that one and watch it later. This week, we've got a bit of a special for you. We're heading off to Nambung National Park, otherwise known as the Pinnacles. And it's called the Pinnacles for good reason. It's part of the desert up here that is absolutely teeming with these vertical rock pillars. You drive probably about a 15-minute drive from the little town of Cervantes on just north of Perth. It's all bitumen to get down to the national park, and then when you arrive at the national park, if you haven't got a parks pass, you can pay your $17 it was at the time of filming this. Or if you've got a parks pass, you can just drive on in, and then you'll drive onto a little bit of a dirt track, a bit of a sandy track, as you can see here, and you are immediately confronted with these rock pillars, these pinnacles. There's a few signs around telling you please behave yourself and don't go climbing on the pinnacles, but the road is very well organised, and it's a one-way system around the park. National Parks have done a great job, as always. Shout out to National Parks. There's tourists everywhere with cameras and selfie sticks and all sorts of things going on, but you can follow the track around, find yourself a parking spot, and then go and walk amongst them and get some pictures, etc. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to find a little parking spot, take a walk in amongst the pinnacles, see what we can find. Okay, let's go. Hi, and welcome to Nambung National Park. I got to tell you, I came here yesterday. We're about 200 kilometers north of Perth. I came in yesterday just to have a quick scout around because it's quite large and there's absolutely thousands of these around the park. I came in to have a quick scout around so I could scope out some shots for you guys. When you drive in, I was completely blown away with what I saw. This is like an army of forgotten soldiers, if you like. They're like sentinels all standing out in the desert here, and there's thousands of them. I went to the visitor centre just to have a bit of a read up on what the origins were and how it was all sort of created. And there's a few different opinions as to how it was created. One would think it's been done by corrosion over thousands and thousands of years, by shifting sands and wind, etc. But it's just the shapes that they've left behind are just absolutely intriguing. And these pillars of limestone, I'm guessing they are just absolutely sensational. I'm actually quite happy because in the sky today we've got sort of broken up clouds. So we've got a little bit of character sort of going on in the sky. We get a little bit of broken light, so I've been waiting for clouds to move on so we can get the first shot of the day. As I said yesterday, I had a bit of a drive around, so I've got a couple of spots earmarked that I wanted to shoot for you guys today. This was the first one, and it was just this complete sensational scene of these sentinels all standing here. So we'll get this as a first shot. I'm going to move around the park and probably try and get a few shots as we move around. I've got a couple of spots that I'm earmarked on my Google Maps to take me back there. So. Because they go off for literally kilometers into the desert. There's thousands of these things, and it's absolutely insane. So what I'm going to do here, first of all, is get a shot of this little rock here in front. I've got a little gorgeous little pointy one on the right-hand side of the frame as well. And I've got the camera set up landscape mode here as well. I'm going to do all the settings as I normally do once we're finished. So we'll put all the shots up at the end, and just going to have a bit of fun getting some shots of the pinnacles. Okay, here's the first shot of the day. Let's go. All right, so I've just literally walked 20 meters from where I was just a second ago there. There are thousands of compositions here. It just takes a little bit of walking around. It's a little bit like woodland photography where there's absolute chaos everywhere. But if you look in amongst the chaos, there's those snippets of compositions that you can have. So I've literally walked 20 meters and I found this amazing, it's a monolith, isn't it? This enormous pinnacle right in front of me with a bit of a gap in between. There's one needle standing behind it as well. So look for the needle in the gap behind. Amazing. As far as I can see, way up on the hills, there's more pinnacles. So, as I said, I'm going to have a drive around. I'm going to have a bit of fun tonight. I'm really happy about how the clouds are looking. It's actually giving me a little bit of something in the sky as well. What I really like as well is when the sun comes out, and hopefully it's on the way out, the shadows that are on the sand just really set off the pinnacles. So I might do, if we get any kind of sunset at all, I might shoot it towards the sun, but I'm just really loving how it looks with these shadows on the sand as well. So, all right, going to take this for a second shot, and then I've got a few different places that we can stop and get some. You can see the sun's coming out now. I don't know if you can just see the shadows on the sand here, these long shadows. I think it really accentuates it. Here we go. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's check that shot out. Here we go. Okay, I've just had a little bit of a sort of 5-minute walk into the batch that I'm currently at right now. I don't know if that's a collective word for pinnacle, by the way, a batch, I'm not sure. Quite a few people have just sort of turned up, so I'm going to take this shot very quickly and then move on to the next spot. Just found these three here that, with the sun shining on the pinnacles there, you can see these long shadows. Just really loving the look, and also these pinnacles just heading off into the distance there as well. So let's have a look at this shot and we'll move on to the next one. Here we go. Alright, so I'm risking certain tourists in the shot here because there are two buses parked 10 metres from the camera here. All tourists, in fact some of them were sitting up on a rock there, I don't know if that's in frame or not, but there's probably about 50 tourists around right now. As you can see, we've got them walking through the middle of the shot here. It's probably the third time he's tried to get in my shot. Anyway, it's what you have to live with. So I'm just waiting. Apparently this, I think, is probably one of the higher spots of the desert here. So it means it's going to be really nice for a bit of a sunset shoot. I don't think I'm going to hang around because they're actually setting up tables and chairs. There's going to be lots of people here. So I'm going to head off to another spot that I've got in mind and see if we can get a shot from there. However, what I did notice with these is when the sun's out, the shadows here are just incredible. So shadows are all coming towards the camera, of course. So what I'd like to see is a little bit of sunlight, and we'll see if we can get these 5 pillars all standing in the right order with some beautiful sun's rays. I'm standing in the way of the sun because it's going to get in the way of the lens. But if I move out of the way, you can see there's some beautiful sort of angelic light at the moment. Just waiting for the sun to pop out behind a cloud and see if we can get that. All right, check it out. Alright, so I'm currently in Tourist Central. There's 2 tour buses just behind the camera here. They've unloaded 300,000 tourists and they've all gone over to a little hill over on the right hand side, right of frame here. So I found these pillars yesterday, and what I thought might be an interesting shot was if I could set the camera down just a little bit lower. I've moved the aperture all the way up to f22, and that's really handy if we're trying to get a little bit of a starburst just over the top corner of one of the pillars here. So I've positioned the camera so that the sun is just coming over the corner of the pillar, and of course the risk is, of course, I'm going to get some tourists in the shot, but we'll try and take the shot when the tourists are otherwise engaged. So I'll put all the settings up at the end as I normally do, so you'll see what the settings were for the final shot. But just love these pillars. You can see how tall this pillar is when I stand next to it. This is going to be 10 feet tall. This is amazing, and they're scattered all over the park. Incredible. Well, the desert, I should say. National Park, Nambung National Park. Amazing place. All right, let's see if the shot came out. If it did, it's coming up right now. Let's go check it out. Goodness, what a way to finish. This is incredible. The sun's going down over my shoulder here. I'm standing with my back to the wind right now, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Incredible. I just wanted to escape from the sort of more tourist areas. I am mindful, of course, that I am one of the tourists, so very mindful of that fact. But there's a couple of bus loads of them down there, and they're wandering around in amongst all the pillars. So here, not a single footprint. Well, there's maybe an emu footprint here and there, but just incredible. These pillars look absolutely stunning. I've got this little one in the shot here in the foreground, and then he's surrounded by these enormous pillars, all side lit by the sun right now, and I think that's really what's making this shot, is this amazing golden light that's coming in from the sun, and also the long shadows that it's causing as well. And if you look into the distance, you can see these pillars just go for miles and miles. There's thousands of them. What a phenomena. It's just absolutely incredible. I've loved every minute of being here, and as is evident by my 3 visits whilst I was here. But what a way to finish. All right, let's check out this shot, see how it came out. Here we go. All right, we're done. The sun has just gone down behind the horizon there. What an amazing place. I've had a ball here. I could spend a week here easily, just wandering around every day, getting shots of these guys. They are all very photogenic, and if you're a photographer, make sure you put this on your hit list, because this is just an amazing phenomenon, this place. And it's huge. I mean, it goes for kilometers of these amazing pillars. So anyway, if you like the shots, don't forget, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff. I'm going to put all the shots up now with the settings, and then we'll continue our trip around the country. You know, one thing I would love to have done was do a galaxy shot here with the arc of the galaxy above some of these pillars. I just thought that would have looked an amazing shot. I've seen a couple of shots that guys have done here in the middle of the night. When I was talking to one of the park rangers, she was telling me that, yeah, people do come in at night and get shots. It would have been an amazing thing to do. Unfortunately, it's not the galaxy time of year right now, so right now the galactic core is below the horizon, so unfortunately I can't do that this time around. So next time, there's always next time, I've got to come back. So from here we're about 200 kilometers north of Perth, the Pinnacles, so we'll be heading south towards Perth, and then we'll be heading around the bottom, across the bottom, on our lap of Australia. So hope you come with us. We're done for now. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.